What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. So today I'm partnering up with KBShimmer to show you their new Best in Snow collection for winter 2023. So we've got 9 brand new nail polishes in a variety of different finishes. We've got flakies, we've got shimmers, we've got hollow, we've got reflective glitter, so there's a lot going on. But before we get into that, if you haven't heard of KBShimmer before, they are an independent nail polish brand that is based in the US, and all of their polishes are 5 free, meaning they are free of 5 of the potentially harmful ingredients that can be found in nail polish. They are vegan, meaning they do not use any animal-derived ingredients, and they're also cruelty-free, meaning they do not test their products on animals. So I'm just going to dive right into the swatches, and then we can talk about my thoughts on the collection, pricing, availability, all that good stuff. So roll the swatch footage. So as with all of my swatch review videos, I am using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today I'm using the KBShimmer Fillin' Groovy base coat. So we'll start off with the shade Tripped Up, which is a very appropriate name for this color because it is definitely a bit of a mystery. In the bottle, it actually looks like a deep cobalt blue, but once you start applying it on the nails, you will see that it is actually a very pinky toned purple. So I started off with 2 coats just to see what that looked like, and that gave me this really gorgeous warm purple base with a cool purple shimmer plus that hollow sparkle running throughout. It does look patchy on camera, but I actually thought that the coverage was really nice in person. But just out of curiosity, I did end up applying a 3rd coat, and that is when this polish became really interesting because that shimmer almost turned into a blue color, but we still had that warm pink base going on, so it created a totally different polish in my opinion. So I thought this was really cool because if I want to wear it in the purple vibe, then I can just do 2 coats. If I want to get this blue vibe, then I can do 3 coats. So I thought that was really cool. Next up we have the shade Freeze the Day, which is another one that looks blue in the bottle, but this one is actually blue on the nail as well. It's another really interesting shade. So we've got this blue shimmer going on that's kind of shifty, so sometimes it looks like more of a cobalt blue, sometimes it looks a little bit lighter and brighter. But the really interesting thing about this color is we also have these big flakes running throughout, and they're a bunch of different sizes, and at first they look silver, but they're actually a bit iridescent because in certain lights you can see a little bit of like a pinky orangey kind of color, and around the edges it almost looks a little green. Plus we do have a subtle hollow sparkle running throughout, so this is a very unique polish. I personally think it's stunning. It really reminds me of like snowflakes falling, like big fat snowflakes, so I love this shade. Next up we have the shade Skiing is Believing, and oh my gosh, this is another really fascinating color because it's so deceptively simple on the nails, but as you move around you just see so much more. So looking at it head on, it honestly looks like a more orchid leaning pink kind of color with a golden shimmer, but it's actually got this really intense multi-chromatic shimmer going on, and honestly I don't think my camera did this color justice. Looking at it head on, it looks like a coppery orange into gold into green shimmer, but around the edges you actually see that green shift into blue and even into purple, and that pinky base color sometimes looks a little bit deeper into more of like a orchid fuchsia kind of color. So it's really beautiful. Again, my camera does not do this one justice, but I think it's really stunning, but it also has a little bit of like a simple elegance to it. Moving on, we've got the shade Just the Coolest, and this one really is a gorgeous shade. It's this periwinkle jelly base, and it is absolutely packed with iridescent flakies, so there's just a whole bunch of color going on. Honestly, I loved the way that this looked in one coat as just kind of like a sheer wash of color. It softened up my visible nail line, but you could still see it, and you could just see all of those gorgeous icy colors coming through. But I did get full coverage in 2 coats, and you can just see those iridescent flakies give off a mostly blue look, but when the light hits it, you can see a little bit of purple, you can see some green, you can see some gold. So there's just a whole rainbow of colors going on in here, and it is just stunning. It definitely feels very icy and perfect for winter, but just out of curiosity, I really wanted to see what it looked like over black, and it completely transformed this polish from a very cool, icy leaning kind of color into this fiery, pinky, coppery, orange, gold kind of shade. And this also revealed to me that there's a little subtle hollow sparkle going on in here. So it's always really fun to experiment with iridescent polishes, putting them over deeper colors, because it's kind of like getting 2 polishes in one. Speaking of iridescent polishes, next up we have Ice and Easy, and this one is actually an iridescent flaky topper. So we actually have a full rainbow of iridescent flakies running throughout. So as I shift my nail around, you can see there's just every single color in there, and it looks really subtle over the naked nail because iridescent flakies tend to really come alive over other colors, especially darker colors. But we also do have a subtle little hollow sparkle running throughout. But of course, I had to try this one over black, and you can just see it becomes this total party on the nails. You can see the full rainbow of iridescent colors in there, and we have such a nice variety in different sizes of the flakes. So we've got some bigger ones, we've got some smaller ones, and it just creates a fun variation across each nail, which kind of makes your manicure look almost, I don't know how to explain it, kind of like natural, where there's just like that subtle difference in each nail. So I love that. Definitely want to play with using this one in a jelly sandwich because it's stunning. Then we have the shade Just Roll With It, and this is a super fun, is it weird to say neutral holographic glitter? Because I feel like we get such gorgeous shades of brown in here. We've got like super sparkly gold, we've got this like paler champagne kind of color, we also have a deeper bronze in there, and then we also are just absolutely packed with hollow sparkle. So this color is really giving me very sparkly gingerbread vibes, so I love it. I actually got perfect coverage in 2 coats, but I feel like I could also make this work as a topper or as a glitter gradient, and I just feel like this is such a fun festive shade. Definitely perfect for the holidays, but it also feels like a very good New Year's color. Then we've got some reflective shimmer polishes. This first one is Noel It All, and this is the classic red flash reactive shimmer polish. So we've got that full coverage red jelly base, and it is absolutely packed with that flash reactive shimmer. So even in regular lighting, you can see that that shimmer is honestly unreal sparkly. It just looks a little cartoonishly bright to me. So it's something I absolutely love, and KBShimmer does them very well. Just a quick note, these do dry slightly textured, but KBShimmer does make a top coat called Smooth Moves that I always recommend you wear under your regular top coat to give it a nice smooth look. But here's what it looks like with my flash on my phone camera, and you can just see it's so vibrant. And then we have its green counterpart. This is Stocking Developments, and this is a green jelly base, again absolutely packed with a flash reactive glitter shimmer, and again really great coverage in 2 coats. And again, that gorgeous sparkle, even in regular lighting, it just looks so cartoonishly bright to me. It's definitely very reflective and sparkly no matter where your nails are, so it's really eye-catching. And again, we do have that slightly textured finish that you can fix up with a nice thick coat of top coat over Smooth Moves. But here's what it looks like with the flash on my camera on, and again, just super bright, super fun. I can imagine these 2 polishes together in like a Skittle manicure or just every other nail being red or green, and I just think that would be so fun. And last but definitely not least, we have this shade Mistletoe You So, and this one is what I would call a multichrome red to green, which I think is so cool. I have not seen anything like this. We've got this almost blackened base, and when you're looking head on at the nail, the primary colors that you're seeing are the red and the green, which is just so perfectly festive. But as you move your nail around, you just see a whole rainbow of other colors. I can see that red go into orange, into yellow, into green, into blue, and then back around to that pink and then red again. And it is so stunning. Perfect coverage in 2 coats. It just feels like a very deep, dark, festive version of a color. So I love it. So here are all of the polishes together, and as you can see, we really just have so many options here. There's so many different finishes. The colors are just really beautiful, and a lot of them I think work for any time of year. I do appreciate them giving us the classic holiday colors, but also supplementing them with other fun shades that work really well for winter that don't necessarily need to be worn for the winter holidays. I also feel like there are a few shades that work really well for being good New Year's manicures here, so I definitely appreciate that. I love the blues for that kind of late winter feel where I want to wear something soft but also sparkly to kind of make me think of the late winter season where everything just feels a little bit gray, but I have a little sparkle on my nails to cheer me up. So overall, I think this is a really well-rounded collection, but let's talk a little bit more about it. So those are the polishes, and as you can see, the colors are all really gorgeous. I just love how KBShimmer gives us so much variety for each collection. There's so many different colors and finishes that really it feels like there's something for everyone, but honestly, I love them all. I mentioned this a lot, but I also just love their quality. I just think their formulas are so easy to work with. It's definitely one of the most beginner-friendly brands I've ever used, and they really just have so much variety with their colors and finishes that it really is the perfect brand for a beginner to get into. So definitely appreciate that about KBShimmer. I also love how cost effective they are. I believe per milliliter, they are the least expensive indie brand that I use. So now let's get into the pricing. All of these polishes come in 15 milliliter bottles. They do have the wide flat brush with the rounded tip, which makes application really easy if it wasn't easy enough based on the formula. And all of them retail on the KBShimmer website for $12 USD. They do have a big Black Friday sale going on right now, so I'm gonna pop a discount code in the description so you can check that out. They also have a doorbuster going on, so I'll put that down there as well if you're interested. I also always love to mention this in my KBShimmer reviews, but if you are making an order, I highly recommend their nail care products. Their base and top coats are so incredible, and they are definitely the least expensive brand out of any I use, indie or otherwise, and their base and top coat pricing is just unreal, so definitely recommend that. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this collection. I enjoyed all the finishes. I feel like even though this is a winter collection, it feels like a lot of these colors can work for any time of year, which I always appreciate. But I'm curious to hear what you think. What do you think of these polishes? What do you think of the different finishes? Which color is your favorite? Are you planning on picking any of them up? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. And if you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps me out, lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And of course, a huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon, my Royal Astronomer Amanda M, as well as my Cosmic Admirals, Paula, Ken, and Rosie. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question. I've got a very funny would you rather for you, and I want to hear your answers. So the question is, would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts, or for everyone you know to have access to your internet history? Personally, I would rather have everyone have access to my internet history. I feel like that's probably going to be the popular answer, but also I don't think I look up anything weird, so I don't know that my internet history would be anything questionable. It would probably be a little bit embarrassing just because I do have anxiety. I try not to look up stuff. Like sometimes I'll just randomly look up some sort of health question that maybe is embarrassing. But I feel like the majority of my internet history is just like looking up facts, like looking up, well, pronunciations of things all the time, but also like facts about like Pokemon or other video game characters and stuff like that. So I feel like that's probably the majority of my internet searches. But yeah, I am curious what you guys think. What would you rather? Would you rather have someone have access to your thoughts, which personally I can't fathom somebody picking that answer, or would you rather everyone have access to your internet history? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.